did this thing and then he's not. And so he's trying to like prove it to yourself. He's trying to do that. Okay, we got you.
He's not
You were a flat earther before?
I can hear it in his voice, SE. That's all I'm saying.
No, actually, my worldview is such that if the world was flat, it wouldn't make any difference to me. I'd still have to go to work and take care of the kids and work on the house. And
That's some shit that's some shit my wife said to me, literally verbatim before.
But nothing on flat Earth makes any sense as much as I kind of wanted to. Like I said, nobody can answer the simplest questions. How big is the
Multiple
sun?
times, dude.
How far away is the sun?
Multiple times we tell you the observation you're looking at cannot be accounted for with a globe model or a flat model. And what do? You say the globe can do it. We explain how the globe cannot do it and why it cannot, because everything in your model is saying you actually can't determine this, and it's only ever apparent. You still continue to double down and assert the opposite. So you say we haven't gone out and done these observations. I'm saying you haven't actually opened a fucking book.
Actually, I have.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
That's actually some good advice.
Especially, I showed him pictures where I went out to the water and observed it, and he's still saying, "Well, you got to go in."
You didn't show me the picture of the camera on the sand.
Yeah, here we go again on the sand. Wow, man!
You won't tell me why the bridge would be gone.
You just don't want to accept. You just don't want to accept your model, the 6 foot height, the 3 miles. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to. You can keep repeating, your same old spiel. But I mean, I don't know. I guess learn your pseudo model.
You keep repeating stuff I haven't said. I never said anything about 6 feet.
You don't have to say it, buddy. If you're a baller, that's the geometric shape of your ball. You can't say anything against that. You can't say, "Well, I didn't say that." You don't have to say that. That's the geometric shape.
Geometry.
Prove it to yourself. Put a pin in a basketball. Twist it away slowly. The pin will disappear. No telescope will bring that back in. Until
you're wasting your time. That guy doesn't know how balls work. The guy you're talking to, he doesn't even understand that. So you're wasting your time with that one. Like, no joke. I like to joke around a lot, but that guy don't know how balls work. So, right, SE?
Does he understand? Does he understand that the ballers think they can see around corners? Like they can actually think that ballers think they can see things around corners. It's the same thing as seeing shit over a wave that's the hump of the earth. They think they can see something that's behind the hump that is magically brought back into view from around the corner or the hump.
If you change your horizon, again, if you get closer, you're changing your horizon. If you go up in the air, you're changing your horizon. That's why you can see real far in a plane.
No way. For real?
I'm talking about magical freaking like Walter Bislin horseshit refraction where
unicorn poop
back from around corners. Where it's behind over the hill and you guys think you can see it. And it presents itself perfectly. That's what you guys believe.
Sorry, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Ooh. Then you don't know anything about the globe then.
You never heard the one with over the hill and through the woods?
I heard that, yeah.
What about it? I heard that one too.
To grandmama's house we go.
Yeah, that's dope. What about it? Bro, I'll go to your grandma's house and eat all the cookies, bro. Straight up. What's your little fairy tale rhyme from the sea, bro? What? Over the hill and through the woods, what?
How many cookies you think my grandmother could make?
I
Over
don't
the
know.
hill
I'll tell
and
you.
through the wood. Over the hill and through the woods, we see too far.
Is that what it
There you go.
was, Gio? I mean,
That's the one.
is it?
No, but we
We
have
see
a guy
through the
here
what?
arguing about a model that he doesn't know his model at 6 foot, the horizon is at 3 miles. That's astonishing. And he's arguing.
Bro, I mean, we get these guys all the time that don't know their own model, like from the most intricate shit to the most, non-intricate shit.
Using
I mean,
any
this thing
math,
is.
not using any science, have your friend get in a boat. No math, no science. Just get in a boat. There will be a point you will not be able to see them in your telescope. But if you
So
move
what's the
your
cause?
horizon,
What's the cause of the reason why we can't see your friend anymore?
take a pin, put it in a basketball, slowly move the pin away from you, twist the basketball so it moves away. There'll be a point you will only see the head, and
Oh,
then
for that,
it will
for
disappear.
that
Stick
one.
a pin in a
Hold on, man.
basketball
Hold
so
on,
it's flat.
Bear. Hold on, dude. For the basketball and the pin, 100%, we'll know the cause of why we can't see the pin. I'm asking you, what's the cause of us not being able to see your friend on Earth anymore, though?
Exact same thing. As he moves away, it's like the pin moving away from you on the ball.
That's
And there
just a
will be a
claim,
point.
though. That's just a claim, though. You don't have any You're just saying that.
Try it yourself.
I asked him a few times that same question before. I think 4 or 5 times I've asked him.
Yeah,
You
like you're just
understand the
saying
pin
that.
and the ball?
You're just saying it's the same thing as the ball, but we don't know if it's the
It
same thing
is.
as the
It's
ball. In fact, there's a whole bunch of
exactly the
people
same
here.
thing.
You're just saying that, though.
The only difference is
You're just
that pin
declaring.
in
You're just
in
declaring it is, though. You're not like,
do it yourself.
I know, but if I did it myself and then I said that.
Was funny.
Yeah,
So this is
you're just saying that that's the cause. You're just saying that that's the cause of why we can't see
It's
your friend on Earth
exactly
anymore.
the
You're just
cause.
saying it. You're just
It's
declaring it. You're just declaring it. You're saying that's exact. You keep just saying it with such vim and vigor.
prove it to yourself.
You can't prove it. You're just saying it.
Put it
If I
there.
go and do that with my friend and I can't see my friend as he goes out on the lake, and I said, "Oh, that's Earth curves causing it," I don't know. I would just be saying that.
What else do you think it is?
Bro, it's been
Hold on,
falsified though.
somebody's got some bad fucking mic right there. I don't know who that was.
Lion.
What do
No,
you
that was
think it
not.
is?
That
It's
was
not.
lying. You got to ban him. He's had enough already.
No, that wasn't even me, dude.
You're out of the pride line.
Yeah, it was. No, dude, somebody else was coming through. Not me.
Lion's the lioness. It
They
should be
said you're more like a
lioness.
fucking. They said you're like a zebra, and
Nah,
the people in England said zebra.
nah, but yo, listen. The globe model, right, has a predicted radius, right? We shouldn't be able to see what SE posted, right? So your idea of the basketball, right? The cause of obstruction has been falsified.
he
Do
doesn't
you
seem
have
to understand
basketball?
that his model has a fixed radius for some reason.
A fixed horizon, but you can change your horizon. Do you have a
No
basketball?
shit, Sherlock.
Do you have a pin? Prove it to yourself.
No, we can
Stop
prove that
saying it.
the pin because we're turning the basketball 100%. That's not the question. The question is what's making us not see your friend. You can say it's just like the basketball. That would just be you just declaring it and not actually having anything to back that up with whatsoever.
If not that, then what?
Oh, don't put it on me. I got my ideas on what it could be. Don't put it on
I'm
me though.
asking
You're
you.
just
I'm asking you
Just
what you think it is.
doesn't make you have some kind of
Oh,
proof
you
that
shouldn't
it's like
ask.
the ball thing after that. If I do or don't have an explanation for it, that doesn't suddenly make your thing valid. You're still just baselessly asserting it.
Not baselessly.
Jeremy, he's testing you on if not P then Q. I think he doesn't understand your understanding of if not P then Q.
I mean, I wasn't even going to go into that. Have you ever heard of affirming? Have you ever heard of affirming the consequent?
I don't know
Dude,
the fallacies. No.
dude wide. Oh, it's a tag. Yeah,
I have
dude.
no idea what that wide is.
Yeah.
But
It's
why
probably
are
a
you?
tag for some sort. Listen, it's called affirming the consequent. You're just saying if we were on a globe, then my friend would disappear as he moves farther away from me. My friend does disappear as he moves farther away from me. Therefore, we're on a globe.
That's my and many people's explanation. Yes.
It's called an affirming the consequent fallacy. Let's say we got a guy and he eats 10 cheeseburgers, right? And we say, all right, the guy ate 10 cheeseburgers, therefore he's full, right? And then we come back later and we say, the guy says, I'm full. So we say, you ate 10 cheeseburgers, right? You could be wrong. Not right. He could have ate a pizza. It's affirming the consequent fallacy.
You lost me. I'm sorry.
On the
That's why.
cheeseburger or the pizza?
That whole analogy, I
Which
don't know
part did
what
I
it,
lose you at?
that whole analogy, I don't know what it has to do with horizons and not being able to see past the
Oh,
horizon.
It's called logic.
I led with that. That was the part I actually led with. I said, you're doing this thing where you say, well, if we're on a globe, as my friend moves away from me, he would disappear. Then you see your friend disappear, and you say, okay, we're on a globe. That's affirming the consequent, just like the cheeseburgers and the pizza.
I haven't been able to come up with a test that doesn't say that. There are many
You're not
tests.
testing anything.
Just one.
You're not
Doesn't
testing
mean
anything though. You're just viewing the effect over and over again. You're like, all right, send a dude out. He disappears. There's no test. You don't have a test, or you're not doing anything to see why that happens.
Like it or not, that's an actual experiment.
No, it's not. It's called affirming the consequent. Globers always think they
Can
have an
you?
experiment. You know where they do it a lot with weight change with latitude change. They'll say, "Oh, we measure the effect over and over again," and they think that's the experiment, and it gives them the cause. But it never actually gives them a cause. They just go view or measure the effect all over the place. They'll say, "Oh, we measure the effect over and over again," and they think that's the experiment, and it gives them the cause. But it never. Always think they
Can
have an
you?
experiment. You know where they do it a lot with weight change with latitude change. They'll say, "Oh, we measure the effect over and over again," and they think that's the experiment, and it gives them the cause. But it never actually gives them a cause. They just go view or measure the effect all over the place.
No, I don't know that one. Sorry.
Well, you're doing the same thing. You're just measuring the effect. You're viewing the effect. You're saying, "Oh, send a friend out, he disappears. Send another friend out, he
But there
disappears."
are
Like you can do
many
it all
other.
day.
But there are many other experiments. Sorry, tests you can do that say the same thing. And I'm
They're all
unfortunately,
affirm.
huh?
Sorry, I was going to say they're all affirming the consequent, unless you have one that's not.
See, that's how science works. Again, you do something and can you redo it and do it again and test it and make predictions? My prediction is there is a point from your spot on the sea your friend will disappear. That is all
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
that
If I
prediction has
say,
been debunked, though. SC's been trying to tell you that prediction's been debunked because we've done it over and over and over again. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. The thing is, you're making a cause. Hold on, dude. The thing is, you're making a cause do an effect. That has a very particular scientific way of doing things, and you don't have it with this.
Yo, you probably think we went to the moon.
you know, your phone is mathemagical. You cannot describe your phone unless you describe it with math. There is nothing in that phone, from the size of the components to how much voltage they carry to the nothing but math code that affects that and uses that electricity going through those components and doing things.
Hey, dude.
The
What
phone-
inspires you?
Huh?
What inspires you?
Things like phones, that there are people smart enough and mathemagical enough to put together a phone that only works on electrons. You plug it in, you charge your battery that's holding electrons. Then through programming, you send those electrons through certain paths to get through to certain components, and they give you a picture on the screen. That's nothing but
So,
math.
Wow.
so hold on real quick, guys. So you're basically conceding to that you don't really know what's going on, and you're just appealing to the authorities. That's what you know.
Somebody figured it
That's
out.
how much he loves his phone.
Yeah, so you just leave your brain at the feet of the authorities. You just give them over.
Somebody figured it out.
Yeah, but you're using your phone, right, as justification for us going to the moon or whatever the
I
case.
think about the moon.
Someone figured out how to manipulate you as well, and you're just
Yeah,
playing along with it.
the guy brought up the moon landing, and you started talking about phone technology, dude. And you're like, oh well, because of phone tech, we don't know how phones work, so therefore we went to the moon, dude.
Well, the logic is faulty, right? Because what if the next step, right? You're like, somebody figured it out, therefore I agree with it. Okay. So what if somebody figures out the best way for you to spend your time is in a shopping center? Does that mean it's figured out? Do you agree?
Not at all.
Well, why? Because it goes against your logic of why you agree with the
I
observation in the
would have
first
to
place.
look at why they think my time would be best spent in a shopping mall.
Yeah, that's what you would do. You would analyze like the data. You would go through it. But when we
Exactly.
try and
And I
engage
know
with you
enough,
like that, you
and
just
I
reject engaging.
but I know enough about math and enough about science to know that this is a possible thing. I just am not smart enough to figure it out. But there are people who I know personally who are
You're doing
able.
it again. You're doing it again. You're saying, I can't tell whether I should be spending all my day in the shopping mall, but somebody told me I should be. My friends even worked on this study. So now I should spend all my time in a shopping mall. That's the logic you're putting forth.
I'd have to see the study because that doesn't sound right to me.
No, you'd have to understand the study.
Yeah. So show me the study that shows I should be spending my time in a shopping mall.
But you don't understand the observation, is my
Because
point.
like I said, I understand enough about math and enough about science. For instance, I know enough about algebra. I can prove that 1 = 0. Of course, there's an error in it, but you have to
No,
know
you can't
algebra.
prove that.
You'd have to know enough about algebra to find the error.
No,
But
you'd
at
have
first
to go
glance,
against the rules of math, right?
yeah,
You'd have to
yeah. But
defy
if
math itself to create that error. So you'd have to be completely
but you
illogical to
have to
come to
know
that
enough
conclusion.
about algebra. You'd have to know enough about algebra to find the error because it looks right.
Yeah, and use an improper equation, which goes
Yeah.
against the thing that you're claiming. You're saying I'm going to use an improper equation that goes against math itself, and then claim this is math, and I'm proving
You
it through math.
understand it is. You understand it is a joke. 1 does not actually equal 0.
It cannot, and math cannot prove that. In algebra,
Like I said, it
cannot prove that.
is a math trick that if you're not paying attention, you might fall for it. And if you do fall for it, 1 would equal 0.
Well, now you're walking back what you said.
Why do you want to trick people?
It's a joke. It's a math joke I learned in math class. He put it on the board, and only like 2 people, me being one of them, found the error. Everyone else said, wow, 1 equals 0. Holy cow. It's just a joke.
But you're basing your argument on that joke and treating that joke as if it were true. You said, I can prove 1 equals 0. And I just said, no, you cannot. So finish with the argument. See how the argument falls apart?
I know enough about math and science to know that a phone is possible. I took some electronics training, built little circuit boards and programmed them with little chips. So I have a basic understanding of how that kind of thing works. I cannot build a phone. I know that there are people smart enough to build a phone. And it's all the same math and all the same science that, since you brought it up, does say we can get to the moon. And does say
Oh, I
that the
didn't bring it up.
world is, well,
I was talking
somebody
about
did.
observations. And that has
Somebody
nothing to
did.
do. Yeah. All the
Somebody
objects in your phone, you're saying they're all built on refraction and refractive models. I don't believe that.
What? No, what?
You're relating the phone, right? How they create the phone and all the knowledge needed to create this phone versus all the knowledge needed to observe something and establish where it's actually at. I'm saying those are
I
2
said it's,
completely different
I said it's,
categories, and you're trying to conflate them to make an argument.
no, I said that it's all the same math and science. We don't use different math to do this and different math to do this. There might be different formulas, but it's all using the same math. 2 plus 2 always equals 4, regardless of what formula you're using it or what field of study you're using it.
Yeah, that's just saying
I
math
mean,
is real. Okay, I agree.
Sounds like we're just arguing for the sake of arguing.
See, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm looking at. Like, this is actually
This
an
whole
interesting
thing
topic.
started
We
with
should dive
this
into
whole
it.
thing started with horizons and
Yeah,
what a horizon is.
yeah, because we're like, okay, what are we actually looking at in the distance? And we're trying to discern what's what.
If you can see it, it's in your horizon. I don't know about 6 foot and what numbers that's supposed to come. If it's in your view, it's in your horizon. If you change your view, you change your horizon. Like I said, put that phone on the sand. You will change its horizon. You will see less of the bridge. Something's in the way. What's in the way?
Well, the
Yeah,
horizon
what
is
is in the
just
way? Yeah,
apparent.
can you answer that question? What is in the
For
way
the
in your view?
for the 7th time, the curve of the earth.
Okay,
The water.
finally, you
The
said
wa-
it. Okay.
water is in the way.
Well, it could be land.
Well, but
Well, we're
on
talking over
land,
water, so yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because on land you can have structures and other things that
Well,
would.
even a flat plane, I'm saying, even a flat plane would act the same as water. That's kind of
Yeah.
what it
I mean,
does.
even the salt flats, they were able to measure and calculate a drop.
No, I
It's
haven't seen
flat. It
that one.
looks flat. They calculated a drop.
Yeah, no, it's no, the flattest place on earth is what, Kentucky, Kansas, some
Yeah,
shit like that. It's like a
and
fucking
it
pancake.
was
Flat spot on
calculated
earth.
and found It was calculated and found to be a drop.
Then how's it
I'd
how's it
really
flat?
like to see that. Can we see that? Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Flat is now curved? What the fuck, dude? Okay.
That's what I've been trying to get at for the past hour with him. Like, where is this drop? Where is this curve? Exactly what Platypus just said.
You gotta
Can you show
buy
us?
you gotta buy your theodolite from the pawn shop and not know how to set it up and calibrate it. And once you achieve those, then you'll be able to see the curve.
No, but I'm curious. DOOD. Do you have like a place where we can witness this, or have you seen this? Where is this drop? This curve? Mic check. This curve that you say, this drop.
What was I supposed to look up? I forget.
This curve that you say, this drop of water.
Well, again, you can prove it to yourself. You have a friend with a motorboat. Something gets in the way. Eventually, your friend goes out of sight. And unless you change your horizon by moving closer or higher, what's in the way? The curve of the earth, water. Put a pin in a basketball. Slowly twist the pin away from you. Eventually, you will see no pin. There's no telescope in the world that will bring it back unless you change your horizon, get closer, or move higher by
Okay,
changing your
Mr.
horizon.
Condescending. So does light bend in the medium that you're referring to? Yeah. And can it bend out of your perceived horizon?
Well, the refraction or reflection might actually make the horizon a few degrees out of where it actually is, but it's still there.
Okay, so there's a quality in the atmosphere that seems to manipulate the way that we perceive the world.
Again, you move far enough away, doesn't matter if it's a clear day, a calm day.
Yeah, so if the light is bending, then it may be bending out of your perceived field of view. But you're not willing to consider it that because you think that that's a geometric cutoff
It
rather
only
than just
bends
a
so much. It only
perceptual one.
bends so much. It doesn't bend in a circle. It'll bend a little bit with refraction and reflection.
It'll bend so
Bends
much
a
it looks
little
flat.
bit. It looks flat, okay, until you send your friend over your horizon. And unless you change your horizon and get closer or go higher, you won't be able to see them, just like a pin in a basketball. You rotate it away from you, you won't see the pin. No telescope will be able to bring that back. It's the exact
Okay.
same thing. The basketball
This is not
gets in the
profound,
way.
man. This is not
Water
profound. I don't
gets in.
understand the tone.
Huh?
You said that in order to change your horizon, you must move and it'll shift your
Yeah,
horizon. It's like
you
you
can
took all that
change your
time.
horizon.
You
You
took
can
all of
change
that
your
nonsense.
you can change your horizon by moving. Yes. Every time you
Scenic
move.
talking.
Well, again, your friend has a horizon. He will be at the edge of at the edge of his horizon, and as he moves away, he won't be able to see you because he's gone over his horizon. And no telescope that he carries with him, you won't be able to see you unless he gets closer or goes
Because
higher.
the light bends out of a field of view of the telescope. This is not
Like
profound. I don't understand why you're slow talking, repeating it constantly.
because you're not getting like at a basketball. Get a basketball, get a pin, show yourself.
You're not appreciating the fact that that's not exclusive.
Can I just ask what your friend's name was that you lost? No? Did we server crash again?
Who, me?
No, dude. Skynet's just been hitting the gravity points lately.
You mean he doesn't really have like a lost friend that was like a flat earther that like he's proven wrong with this, and he's like not like holding all this like pain back about this relationship that he like started to see the world in this different way, and then it's all got like come crashing back. It's not like that. Maybe I'm reading a subtext that I want to see. Sometimes you see what you want to see. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe that's what you're doing.
Me?
The crash out is what he said.
Yeah, there was a big outage on Discord recently, like not too long ago. So maybe he's cutting in and out because my server is not working right now.
He's not cutting in and out. He's just being condescending, and he has an unusual tone.
I'm sorry about that. You're right. I am repeating, but I'm repeating simple things that don't seem to be getting through. Just like a pin on a basketball, you can turn that so you can't see, and the basketball gets in the way. The curve
Hey,
of the basketball.
is your name DooD or is it DooD?
No, it's DooD. It's been DooD forever. I've been known as DooD forever. I've been in a band since I've been 15. You know,
What's the capital D for at the end?
Just to be funny.
So duty?
No, just DooD.
Well, it's a real simple thing. You see, capitalized letters either have emphasis or they have like a different meaning behind them. So the context is that
if you want to, you can do that. I didn't. It was just capital D, small o, capital D. You know, kind of like
I'm just giving you back what you're throwing down, bro. I'm just playing with you.
You can make whatever meaning you want.
So what's your deal with flat Earth? What's your problem with it? Good to know. You don't say.
And my worldview is the world could be flat. It wouldn't matter. I'd still have to go to work. I'd still have to take care of the kids. I'd still have to do the lawn. It wouldn't matter.
Okay. Well, I don't see anyone here advocating to not do your laundry or whatever. So I mean, maybe stick to points that matter.
But I can't even get a simple question answered, like how big is the sun? How far away is it? Same with the moon.
I don't know.
See,
well, would you rather us lie to you? Because that's what you currently are, using as nutrients.
No, I wouldn't rather you lie to me. I would rather that you were curious enough to find out.
Okay. Well, we are curious enough to find out, man. It's just not an attainable feat. It's not a real thing. It's not a place you can go. It's not a skill. Okay, not to say that it's not tangible or whatever, but like no one's touching the sun,
We can bounce radar off it. We can use spectroscopy on it and find out that it's.
You can't bounce radar off a black body. Can't do that. They admitted that they couldn't do it back in the 60s when they said that they could do it, and they found out they couldn't. And everything since then said that they couldn't do it. So McToon needs to stop filling your head with that.
The papers where they have a very large telescope or whatever, and they radar off the sun.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me what is the sun composed of that makes it reflective to radar? Go ahead.
A plasma. Radar will bounce off water and gas clouds. That's what they use for your weather. When they show you a tornado, that's a form of radar.
Okay.
It's not solid.
All right. So radar actually gets absorbed through water. Okay. And I don't think that there's gas clouds of water on the sun.
That's what a cloud is. It's water vapor. And when it cools down, it forms raindrops and rains.
On the sun?
The sun, through spectroscopy, we find that it's made of mostly hydrogen and then helium and then little bits of everything else, but it's mostly hydrogen. And you can bounce radar with it. You can point the radar, you get 16 minutes later, you'll get a signal. You point it away from the sun, you don't get any signal back.
You know why you receive a signal after 16 minutes?
Because it takes that long to get there and back.
It just takes that long to wait to press the receive button. It's called
light
gate.
travels in radar.
It's a gated signal. No, you can say that, but it's a gated signal. They opened the receiver at the proper moment they were expecting to receive the light, not when it actually was received.
Okay.
Do you understand?
No.
Okay. All right, man. If there's, how do I say this? You know what a gate is, right? A gate. So if the gate's closed, you don't receive anything, right? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So if you calculate that the sun is, I don't know, 8 minutes and 13 seconds there, and then 8 minutes and 13 and a half seconds back, and then you add that all up and you get 16 minutes and 26 and a half seconds or something like that. Okay. Or whatever it is. And then you open the gate and you receive the light. And then you close the gate. Then you expect that whatever light you received must have been that light because it was like within the sensitivity of 1 photon, which is basically fucking anything. So if the sensor went ding, 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 because they opened the sensor and then they closed it, what's the difference?
They're sending a signal, so it's not just a single tone, because the sun emits radio waves. So they send like a signal. And when they get that signal back, they know it was a reflection of the sun. Like I said, when they
Is
point
it a
it away.
digital signal or is it an analog signal?
Well, it's
Who
radar.
sent it? Who sent it?
Whoever's in charge of the radar.
Well, if my job is to receive a signal, whose job is it to and whose job is it to send it?
Both. You send it and then you wait for, just like we're doing now. We send and receive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the radar. They send it. I don't know why they would close the gate, but they send it out a signal like I don't know exactly, but like a Morse code. And if they get that Morse code back, they know it was reflection of the sun.
So it's analog.
It's radar, yes.
I mean,
Yeah, but he doesn't understand.
send...
He doesn't understand how the radar works. How many watts did they use to send a signal to the sun?
Well, it was a very big radar gun, as it were, but it's the same radar that the cops use. Radar.
No, it's not the same.
Well, it's radar. Just like
they probably use like megawatt. So the transmitter has to be really powerful. So it has to go down a waveguide. And you have to literally transmit signal through like megawatts down the waveguide into the antenna to get pointed at the sun. You cannot have the receiver open when you're transmitting megawatts, otherwise you just blow up your receiver. Then you calculate when it's supposed to come back. You open up the receiver gate, and then it lets the signal in. That's how radar works. It's not like a handgun. That's only milliwatts. So yeah, the receiver and the transmitter and the receiver can be in the same place. It's a lot more complicated than what you think.
That I have no doubt. I have absolutely no knowledge, just with that little article I read back in the 50s or 60s when they did it the first time. And again, it's been done many times since then, I know. And they have to use very powerful, yeah, the cops are milliwatts, and I'm sure they're using, gigawatts or whatever. And again, that's not the only experiment, not the only thing they did to measure that the sun is there, that the sun is this big, that the sun is this far away, using
Oh, go ahead.
planets.
What are you talking about?
Well, again, I'm not an expert in it. I just know that it's been done.
Okay. Well, what if maybe there are ways to accomplish things without totally getting them done? Because people like money and they're lazy.
Oh, but there are other people that are genuinely curious and want to
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
And
And
they
for
do it
those
just
people, we have party tricks that make them believe, you know. Like, for example, Eratosthenes. Are you familiar with Eratosthenes?
of course, the sticks and the shadows. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or the wells, I never know which one it is anymore.
Yes,
But yeah, like that's a ridiculous story, right? It's pretty ridiculous. Don't you agree?
no, no, he made those observations, and he had no problem making those observations at the time. They didn't mean anything. Well,
Hmm.
you could see down this well on noon on this day, but on this well, 700 miles apart, you can't see the sun directly. I wonder what that means. So we tested it.
Well,
And
on a
it's been
flat
done
Earth, would
many
you
times now.
expect the angles to also be, going down over distance? Because I do.
What do you mean?
I mean, I do. I would expect, street lights to go down over distance. I would expect that. So what's the issue here?
Yeah, but unless there's a hump in the way, they never go below the horizon.
Hmm. See, that's a funny thing that you're saying because if there's a hump in the way, how can you see behind it verifiably? Because you're
That's
looking at a
kind of
hump.
my point.
I mean,
That's
you're looking
kind
at
of
the
my
hump
point.
though. You're not. You're kind of like you're using your brain and you're saying, "I'm imagining that there's a hump here and what's behind it," but that's not actually what you're seeing.
You're seeing the lights disappear because there's a hump in the way, just like you're seeing your friend disappear because there's a hump in the way.
Well, what would cause a hump?
On the street, it might just be a dip and, how roads go. But on an ocean or a very long lake, it would be the earth, the water, the curve.
You know, I've gone down a hill before in my car. I've gone down a hill and the hill was still in front of me. Like the horizon was still in front of me. How could it be the case that the hill is going down, but somehow the horizon is still in front of me?
You
What would that
change
mean?
your you change your horizon every time you move. I've said that before. Like your friend in the boat. If you got closer to him, you would then see him. You would be getting closer to him Just like if he was over the horizon, you couldn't see him even through a telescope, and he started coming back. He's coming back over the horizon, back over the hill, back over the hump, back over the curve of the earth.
I'm trying to make this really easy for you, but it's getting kind of silly. Look, perspective is why things would go up even though they're going down, right? That's one of a myriad of what would make something appear to be going up, even if it's going down. Just one of the things.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm dude, DooD. I am positive that you know what I'm talking about. I know for a fact you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely clueless. Say it again. Maybe I'll get it.
Okay, I'll say it again. So perspective offers a property that allows things that are further away from you to appear closer to your center of vision. So even if it's going down in reality, it'll still appear to be going up, right?
The horizon doesn't rise to eye level. So I don't know what hump you all
it's
guys are
good
talking
enough.
about, because there
It's
is
good
no
enough.
hump.
Well, like I said, get a friend with a motorboat. Just a little motorboat will do. You stand on the shore.
Oh.
He takes his motorboat out, and you watch him through your telescope until he disappears. The telescope will even help you see him. And you get on your phones and you go, hey, where are you? I can't see you in my telescope. So either you get closer to him, or he comes back closer to you, or you go higher. And every time you move, you change your horizon. So he comes back over the horizon there, over the water, over that hump that you can't see him behind. And he comes back, and now you
Dude,
can see him.
I'm going to send you a little video, okay? Actually, it's really nice that you said get a little motorboat, right? Well, this video is just that. So watch that video. Watch that video. I put it in your DM. I can put it in the live stream. That's fine. There you go. I'll put it in both.
But on a flat Earth, I
So-
would expect things to get smaller as they moved away from you, from the top and the bottom, not be cut in half.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great point. It's a great point that you bring up, Trouble About, because that is actually one of the indicators that you're actually viewing something through an atmosphere.
Well, you talk about you can only see 6 miles away, but if you look at
sorry, DooD, it's really hard to hear you. You're kind of distant, so I'm sorry if I've talked over you.
Oh, sorry.
But wouldn't we be able to see through the atmosphere more than 5 miles? Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You look up at an airplane and it's 15 miles away, and you can see it just fine, and it's not disappearing from the bottom up.
You know why? Actually, it does disappear from the bottom up. Do you know why you can still see the plane, though?
I've never seen it disappear from the bottom up unless it's going over the horizon.
Okay. Well, I'll just explain to you, and I think you'll understand, is that the plane is about 30,000 feet up, typically, cruising altitude. Okay? And a plane that's going to be that high, obviously, if you were to draw a stick figure, crayons and paper, where you're standing and where the plane is, I think you know that that angle would be very high, right? So the angle immediately escapes the dense atmosphere and goes into very thin, cold atmosphere. Don't you agree?
Okay.
And
but I thought
anything
things got small. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and planes do get small, yes. But notice the difference here is that the angle is pointing up towards a plane, but something is on the ground, like a boat or a building, right? Those things are going to be literally being seen through the dense atmosphere on the surface. And most of it, and most of that distance, right? If it's 5 miles away, you're looking through 5 miles of hot, sweaty fart, right? Because let's say it's a summer. You have this
Well, let's
sweltering atmosphere,
do it
right?
in the winter. Don't do it in the worst
Okay,
conditions.
okay,
Do it.
do it in the winter. Guess where all the dense air is in the winter? It's
But
not in the
on the
sky.
horizon line,
It's
Okay,
not in
take a
the sky.
basketball,
closer to Earth.
take a basketball and a pin again, and this time.
Yeah, I apologize. My internet completely went out, or Discord did. I don't know.
All of us.
Yeah.
No problem. Anyway, get your
Uh,
basketball and your pin,
yeah. What?
and this time
Okay,
in
go
the
ahead.
front
You can have your basketball.
glass.
What's up? What's up with your basketball?
Hold a glass of water in front of the pin, even a glass of cloudy water, and watch the pin. Yeah, it'll be refracted and reflected, but eventually
Okay.
the pin will go out of your sight. And again, unless you change your horizon by moving closer
Okay.
or moving higher.
All right. I'm gonna post a picture in the chat. Okay. Can you access it? Did my internet die?
No, you're still here, but he dropped out when you did too, so he might be able to
No,
get
I've
in.
been
Okay.
watching your video.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, you
It's
can watch
happening.
it in full in. Yeah, you can fast forward it or whatever. It's
Yeah.
real simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
Your
that
picture.
gives you the observation. Just real quick, now that you've watched that video, that video gives you the observation of a boat being obstructed hull first over seemingly a distance that's not far enough to be curvature. Okay, just understand that.
Something's in the way.
That's fine. You can say anything you want that's in the way, but it can't be curvature because those numbers are very concretely defined. You can't just modify them.
Something's in the way.
That's fine. Guess what, though? It's water, not land.
And just like your physics is fun picture, there's a
Yeah,
lot of reflection and refraction going on, but the guy's still there. And you can measure
maybe.
how far away he
Maybe.
is.
Could it be
Yeah.
the
So
same thing that's happening on flat Earth? Like, could
let's
have the same thing
let's say that
happening on flat Earth, don't you?
let's say that you cover half of that photo, the top half. Where would you shoot the man? Where would you shoot him if you couldn't see the top half?
knowing how refraction and reflection works, I'd shoot him in the stomach. What do you mean?
I'm sorry? You would what?
What do you mean shoot him? Like with a gun
With a dart.
or dart? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
through the
knowing
glass.
how,
Where would you shoot him? If you could
well,
not see the top hat.
knowing how reflection and refraction work, you might be able to take a guess. But no,
Okay.
you're right. Again, you would know that he's there. You would know how far away he is. I'd say you'd have to shoot for the body because the refraction is over here. So you'd have to, you know, I
All
guess
right.
you'd find out.
Well, it's a silly question, right? Like, obviously, if you can see the whole photo and you know where he's actually sitting, you would shoot it. You would shoot the dart in the middle, right? But if you could only see through the water, you would shoot at the body and you would miss, right?
Absolutely correct.
Right. So here's the problem. If we're looking at the densest layer of atmos in that fish tank or that water tank or the pool or whatever that is, how could it be any different that the sun would not just be obstructed beyond the horizon and under the horizon? Doesn't mean that's where the sun is. It just means that's where you see it.
Yeah, but something's in the way.
You know, that's even the explanation for the globe theory, right?
But what if
That
the
Exactly.
there is
change
a dense
and
band of
you still have
refraction
the
at the
same result?
horizon. I'm sorry?
Do you have the same result in different conditions?
Different
And then
conditions.
why? Well, if it's because to do with the heat of the land and atmosphere, or what do you want to call it earlier?
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's
Does the
not so
same
much
thing
the
happen
heat.
in different conditions?
It's not so
And it
much
would,
the heat. It's more so the density. Because see, even if that water is hot or cold, it's still going to be just as dense for the most part. So like that reflection in the water is not really going to move. You know that.
I haven't seen the footage, so I'm just guessing.
Well, yeah, just guess. If the water is just a little bit warmer or a little bit colder, it's probably not going to make a huge difference in what's happening right there, right?
I don't know because mirages and all sorts of things start happening then. So
Okay. I'm just trying to
I
be
would.
reasonable here. I mean, you guys can take whatever position you want.
I was
I'm just
trying to go
trying
to
to present like
extreme weather
really
conditions.
reasonable, you know, ideas. I'm a very agreeable person. So when I come at you with an argument or like something I want you to look at, it's not like a trick, right?
No,
Like
well, my
I would
answer is
hope
I don't know.
I would.
I don't really know what temperatures do to
Okay.
how much refraction. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
So
Like
I would say possible. Sorry.
in this picture here with the boat floating, if you kept watching that, it would eventually go over the horizon, even with that mirage and floating. Eventually, it would go out of your sight over the horizon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that demonstration in that video actually empirically shows that you can have a boat go over water
There we go. Hello.
Test, test.
But I've been talking the whole time.
that
I'm just playing.
That was like 2 or 3 minutes. The other ones were like 1 minute.
was.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
starting
that's
to
what she
question
said.
what's going on.
Your video, it sure looks like your boat's going over the horizon there at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens. You know, that's what happens.
Water gets in the way, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an optical phenomena.
Yeah.
You
And
do
wouldn't you
you
just
do
get
realize
smaller and fade out? Like just fade out like a ghost, kind of?
just
Slowly?
real quick. Hey, Mr. Duty, or I'm sorry, dude. Um, do you know how much curvature was supposed to be there in that lake, that little water right there, the boat?
Not a clue. No. Again, I know you can change your horizon by moving. Every time you move, you change your horizon. And if you go
That's
up
fine.
higher or go closer, or you're changing your horizon.
Okay. I mean, we're not changing the amount of water all over the ground there, are we?
No, but if you're putting the camera closer to the dirt, to the sand, you are changing the camera's horizon, sure.
Okay, so you're basically okay. So your argument is that somehow, if you're on the sand, which is not wet, which would be above the water because it's not wet, that somehow being above the water is somehow getting below the water to manipulate the horizon? Or what are you trying to say, man?
Well, again, every time you move, you change your horizon, you change how far you can see.
Yeah, but we know that already.
Why does the
Okay.
person in the boat get cut in half if you can see the top half of him? Why doesn't he just get smaller?
Because there's atmosphere there. You have water that's evaporating, right? Creating like this, what they, I guess they call it a marine layer. It's this evaporative layer above the water, right?
That's affecting
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like that. You
Yeah.
look
So
at your pin.
you're going to get optical phenomena and miraging and other kinds of things above the water. It's very common.
And just like on the basketball with the pin, have a friend hold a glass of cloudy water if you want with ice in it. It'll be refracted and reflected and mirages, but eventually that pin will go out of your sight. The
Okay.
basketball pump
Well,
horizon gets in the way.
well, let me ask you about this. What about infrared? Do you think the infrared can see further? I mean, that's what the military uses, right? To like target things really, really far away, like hundreds of miles away. They use infrared, right?
I think I don't know for sure if they're bouncing it off the ionosphere. Yeah.
No, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Talking about infrared. I'm talking about just a hair away from visible light spectrum.
Right.
Okay.
I know what infrared is. Yeah.
Okay. Then you know it has nothing to do with bouncing off the ionosphere, right?
No, that I don't know. Because I know you can see further with radars and other things bouncing it off the
Okay.
ionosphere, I believe it is.
Just humor me for a moment. If I have an infrared camera in my hands
Okay.
and I can see a mountain that I could not see previously, is it because I'm bouncing my camera off the ionosphere to see the mountain?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard that.
Okay. I'm trying to.
I think he's trying to say
Infrared.
that the camera doesn't bounce waves off the ionosphere.
No.
That's
Well, I'm trying to
the
ask. I'm
cameras
trying to
he's
ask
talking
him
about.
if he understands that.
Well,
I
he's
know that you
saying you're
understand
doing
that.
something different with your infrared than with a regular camera. I'm saying you
Yeah.
would see heat. You would see
Would you
heat.
say? Oh, okay. Well, there are types of infrared cameras that are made to see heat, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a targeting system that is meant to to target things very far away. Now, if I use visible light, if I use my regular camera, my cell phone, my P900, whatever, let's say that I look off into the distance and I see nothing. I see the road and I just see open air. But I whip out my targeting system. I look down that road and I see a mountain at the end of it. Wow, where'd that mountain come from? Right? So my question is, do infrared targeting systems that the military uses, do they see further? Specifically. Obviously, you can go ahead and say yes. This is not a trick question. And I would appreciate you to follow in line with the line of questioning instead of just diverting with I don't know, I don't understand, doesn't make sense, none of that. Because I'm trying really hard to make sense, being really basic with you. I'll ask a fourth time. Unless my internet's dead, and everyone's internet is dead. Do infrared targeting systems that the military uses typically see further than visible light spectrum? I really need my soundboard for this. It's getting.
I don't know. I don't know the system that you're talking about. I have to see the specs.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this guy.
You do understand that infrared is the least, it's the wavelength that has the least amount of refractive effects on it, right, dude?
Okay.
Ergo, you say that you see our observations, our long distance observations, right? You're saying the reason why it looks flat is because it's refracted, correct?
I don't think I ever said anything like that.
Well, I'm saying the reason why the curvature that's supposed to be there, that's not actually there, it's apparent and it's refracting up and above, like over the horizon and goes into our eyes and then we see it, right?
Well, just like that guy in the pool, the guy is there. It's refracted, reflected, but he is there. Just like your horizon is there. It might be, if you measured it, it would be different than you expected because of reflection and blah, 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 blah. It might be a couple degrees off, couple feet off, whatever. But it's still there.
So let's see if you can follow this, right? So if I'm using an IR filter, an infrared filter on my camera, and infrared has the least amount of refracted effects imposed upon it, and then I can see further than without the infrared. How does that work?
I'd have to test that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, you're just playing dumb.
I've never messed with an infrared camera. Sorry.
Someone done those tests, like with the infrared and a normal lens at the,
Yeah,
so you can see the difference.
Except for J-Tola Media, I haven't seen anyone test it to see if that's true.
100% it's true. Come on, you guys. Come on. The military literally uses like painting a target from miles away with infrared because it's the least refracted wavelength. It's why they use it for targeting systems.
Again, I don't know that system that you're talking about. I'd have to see the specs.
Just look it up. Just look up literally why does the military use infrared? Just literally look that up and you'll see it. Or you could play incredulous forever and just say globe, globe, globe. That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, actually, what do you want to? Yeah, dude, what do you want to push here? Because you're not really playing along. You're not playing nice. Kind of playing dumb. What are you smart with?
I can answer that, and it will be nothing on this topic.
No, there's no need to attack the guy. He's got my tag on. Dude, what are you
I don't
smart
even
with?
know how that got there.
You don't know how you got here.
Told you.
Okay.
I don't know how the Y got on my name.
That's totally fine. There's a couple people like that. It's hilarious.
Why is that funny? I don't know.
No, it's just great. it's funny.
You made my insult factual instead of just an insult.
And not a clue. I came here to find out what I could about flat Earth because, like I said, my personal worldview, it could be either way. I'd still
Okay.
have to go to work and take care of the kids and mow the lawn, and it wouldn't matter to me if the world was flat. But
Fair enough.
everything
What
Well,
about
here's
I've
what's
ever,
everybody else?
funny.
You thinking
You
Matt
you
everything
is
I've
come
ever,
everybody else?
here.
Not now, Cuddles.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, do you think anybody would be bothered that they've been being lied to this entire time? To you, all right, cool, that's fine. You don't care. Like, let them lie to me. No big deal. What about
no,
others?
everything I've ever read and seen and what little I know of math and science tells me that it's the same math and science, even though it's so complex I don't understand it, but it's all the same math and science that we are able to
What?
use infrared to see further
Who's we?
and go
You
to.
don't even know what infrared was. You're being a sophist now.
You're doing the
I thought
thing
you,
I called you on earlier where you say math is real, therefore I'm right. Right?
math and
Science is
science.
real, therefore I'm right.
Again,
They're using different techniques, right? They
Could
might
you
be
not be
using
so
math.
vague? Not you, Rigger. My
eh,
bad. Go ahead.
They might be using math to be like to determine the observation. That's true. But it doesn't mean that same math is going into the rest of the world in every other category. So it's specific to the category you're discussing. But you kind of can't have a way of trying to convolute everything together and then just hand waving it off the table.
again,
It's
I'm
like,
not an
what
expert.
topic? Yeah, it's like, all right, well, pick a topic. Like, what's one
Yeah,
thing you know
what are you
damn
smart
well
with?
certain?
What are you smart with? Like for real?
Well, testing one, two.
You're back, the others aren't.
Yeah, is everyone back?
No, just you. And everyone else that didn't get booted. Just seems to be
couple
three of you.
couple people curious that if you think it's a globe, like when you landed on the moon, perhaps. I'm always curious about that when somebody tells me they're a glober.
What's
I don't
Well,
put the moon
you
in
know
the
the
shape of
Earth's
the
a
earth.
ball because you landed on the moon, right? And you saw it from the moon? No,
No, I don't
right?
think that's what
So,
proved it. I think discovering Australia and mapping the south compared to the north showed them it was definitely a
okay,
globe.
good. Yes, indeed.
Because I live in Australia.
well, well, according to Neil Armstrong, that's patently false. You have to look at the Earth from not on the Earth to see it be what he said it was when he saw it from not the Earth, right? So that's the test. That's the only one.
It's a completely different topic to the shape of the earth.
Well, no, it's not, right? Because Neil Armstrong said he went to the moon and saw the Earth from the moon and saw the shape of the Earth. That's exactly the topic,
But
right?
Australia
But
was
no
discovered
Glovers.
before we went to the moon, and so we knew the south was not bigger than the north.
There's a misconception about the so-called southern and northern hemisphere. It's the southern part and the northern part of the same hemisphere.
No, it's
Everyone
not.
messes that up.
No, it's
Yeah, it
not.
is.
I
It's
live in the
always
south.
been that.
We have stars that rotate around the south. We have the sun going toward below the Tropic of Capricorn.
Okay, the sun is
we
in
have
the sky, right?
we have air flights that work and boat routes that work, shipping routes.
No, none of that has anything to do with everybody that I know believes the Earth is a ball because Neil Armstrong saw it from the damn moon.
No, that's
Because
So
he was
then
in
now you're just
America.
telling me you're telling me you believe it because somebody just told you a bunch
No,
of
I believe
stuff
it.
but didn't prove anything because none of that proves shape.
I believe that you can't fly around the Earth and land on an island like Australia without a map. And
I'm
everything,
pretty
all my
sure I can
experiences
find
in
your
Australia.
country. I just need
Australia
altitude and enough fuel.
Australia doesn't work on a flat Earth. It works way better on a globe.
Based on what experience with you going anywhere to see anything to be what you propose it to be? This is
They
what
have
I'm
to
getting at.
calculate.
Like, what
They have to
tests have you
calculate.
done to know that the Earth is this? Planes flying doesn't prove shape of Earth, right? Sky stuff doesn't prove ground shape. Real simple
The size of
concept.
Australia, the picture of Australia, getting to Australia and back, the map of the ground is
Size.
what proved it work.
Okay, but the size of a continent doesn't mean the shape of the whole Earth is one thing or another either. So that doesn't even track.
Well, it proves it doesn't
They
work on the
have
flat
to
Earth.
calculate.
That the south is not bigger
No,
than the north, and the only thing you can then come to the conclusion that is it's a ball.
south isn't bigger than north based on what?
Based on traveling around it by humans, by
Based
mapping it.
on somebody told me Earth was a ball. I'm just waiting for the part where
No,
like
well, I've
you
travelled
have a
up and down
measurement.
Australia. I know the size of it. I've been on airplanes out of Australia. Like, we're an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Good luck finding us if you don't have a working map.
And you
Like I said,
believe the
I
Earth
probably
is
won't need a
flat?
map.
You probably will
I just
need a
need
map
enough fuel.
because south is away from the north on a flat Earth. So good luck finding locations.
And planes need to calculate the exact amount of fuel so they can make it, especially long hauls. They have to know exactly, and a flat map does not work.
That's why they do
Look, and the
fuel dumps
land
all
they
the time,
fly
right?
over.
Because hold on. Fuel dumps disprove your whole theory that they need to know the precise amount because they're always taking extra fuel and then dumping it.
The land they
So then
fly
they
over
either
matches the
they either
globe flights.
they either don't know the exact distances because why would you have to dump 1,000 gallons of fuel when you knew the distance you were traveling? See, something's not adding up
They
here.
don't always do that. They don't do that every trip. There's reasons why they do that.
Yeah, I know why. But that still doesn't prove shape of Earth.
It does. It absolutely does.
How?
By where they're flying to and the map they have to use to get there.
Okay, so you're presupposing the shape and then saying because things fly, the shape is what I said. I presupposed,
No,
right?
no. Navigating shows you how big something is, or how far it takes, how long it takes you to get there, the distance. And then you have to make a map, and the map shows you.
Right, but that's cartography.
It
You're
works.
talking geometry.
Deal
You're
with it.
talking about measuring, not
They
guessing,
can,
right?